Hello. Oh, well, let me learn how to use his voice again. Been a few days. How you doing, everybody? Hmm. Hmm. Welcome to what could be described as a game of Russian roulette for this developer. You never know. This might be their final game. Toss a dice on the ground. If it comes up snake eyes, probably you're dead within a few months. That's the way it feels. It feels depressing to think of any game Microsoft releases now that might be the studio's final game. And even if it sells well, doesn't necessarily guarantee success. The only one who's safe is Bethesda, it seems. Only one that's safe. They cannot fire Todd. Russian roulette, but all the chambers are loaded. Your only option then is to not play. Returned after severe food poisoning. Hey, I'm glad you got over it, Dustin. I hope the recovery didn't take you too long or was too liquidy. I know what that does to you. Good thing you're about to send Resident Evil 1 soon because, yeah, well, we'll see. It's still a rumor that that's getting a remake. Helge Sinuous Sack of Bryce. How long have you been sitting on that one, man? How long have you been sitting on that joke? And how long have you thought it was actually like really witty? You're still recovering. Oof, man. You must have caught a bad strain. If Hi-Fi Rush isn't safe, nothing. I mean, that's the only successful game they've had in years, and they still like, yeah, don't need them. We can do without them. We're Microsoft. We got all the money in the world. I just now picture Microsoft as being Sling Blade. Wasn't sitting on it long, actually. See, I sit on jokes for years. Maybe that's just me assuming everyone else does. I literally will come up with stuff in my head and write it down on a note on my phone, and then maybe use it several years later when it's finally relevant. New president of PlayStation was named. Dude was like, I only like Horizon Zero Dawn. Well, I mean, he's allowed to have his opinion. But shit taste. That's a weird thing to say if you're. Wait, is that all he really said? Is like, I just like Zero Dawn. Don't anything about these other video games. You see the new Elden Ring trailer that came out? I did. Looked very FromSoftian. Like, yeah, that's a FromSoft trailer. This silence is maddening. What do you mean this silence? Squall, I'm talking. Does he not hear me, chat? Wait, do all of you hear me? Can I be heard right now? You ever gonna send Metal Gear Peace Walker? That is the one I probably need to get to eventually. Uh, yeah, I think I will eventually get to it. I just uh haven't really. I mean, I did like 5 Metal Gear Solid videos in a row one year, and that really like put me out of the series for a while. I was like, okay, I'm done. I didn't want to do another one. But that's been a couple of years now, so maybe I will get around to it. I can't hear you. You know what? When you use a semicolon rather than like what you're supposed to use, it makes me think it's like, sure. It's like I can't hear you. I think it's just me, but Mikola has given me slight Griffin vibes. I've never really got that opinion from her in terms of like character. Squall apparently is not hearing any voices, but he knows what I'm saying. Oh well. Oh well. Metal Gear Solid, then Death Stranding is a challenging task. Did I do those in the same year? I think I didn't I? I was like, in the lead up to Death Stranding, I was like, yeah, meet all these Metal Gear games out of the way. So yeah, I had plenty of Kojima on the brain. And I did just play another Kojima game, oh, well, a few days ago, well, like a week or so ago. Hellblade 2 Electric Book. I've said before, this developer is terrible at naming games. Their first game was called Hellblade. Then they had another game called Enslaved. Then they had DMC instead of Devil May Cry. And then they had, well, they had Heavenly Sword, I mean, not Heavenly Sword, Enslaved, DMC, Hellblade, now Hellblade 2. It's like, one, the naming this series Hellblade was a bad one because it implies it's a heavy hardcore action game when it isn't. I'm sorry, but when you're dealing with like schizophrenia, mental disorders, and a bunch of other like Viking horror stuff, you don't need to be calling it Hellblade. Save that for a more generic like game. Where's Sinua's Sacrifice in? What do you mean? I've seen that game years ago. But yeah, you can find that on the channel. You just have to scroll down a bunch. Apparently, you can beat this tonight. It is that short. This was like the first Xbox Series X game announced. They've been working on it for years, and you can beat it in one night. I mean, it won't be happening for me, but it'll probably take you like 2 streams for me then if it's like 5 to 6 hours long. Is this going to be one of those visual showcase games where it's like, wow, we put all the money into the art direction? That is kind of what they do. That's kind of what Cinewa's Sacrifice was as well. It was not a long game. I don't mind a short game, chat. I do not mind it at all. Short games rule. Because it means my job isn't as difficult. Plus, this game only cost $50. It wasn't a full $70 release, which felt nice. Did they just make this game exclusively for Xbox? Well, there is no such thing as exclusive for Xbox anymore. Because it's, one, I'm playing this on PC, and now they're even releasing their stuff on PlayStation, and I assume this game will be one of those games. So the reviews are saying it's beautiful, not much else apparently. Well, yeah, that's kind of sad. But then again, Microsoft was not advertising this game at all, so I'm not too surprised. Short games rule because you have a job. Exactly, and my job involves playing them and then talking about them. Getting horrible flashbacks to the Ninja Theory DMC game. I don't think you will. Just because they made it doesn't mean this game is anything like that. This is their serious, I'm a thinking man type of game. It's like, hey, ever play as like a Viking, a Scottish girl with a, schizophrenia? Makes you think. They're expecting to die from this game? Wait, what? The CEO put out a tweet basically saying they're who puts out you gotta be kidding me. He put out a tweet like, we expect this game to kill our studio. That cannot be real. No, you would likely get sued by your shareholders or whatever if you ever said anything like that, since it's like self-fulfilling prophecy. You linked it, check the Discord. I'll check it afterwards, but base reacted to, so why did they make it then if they think it's not going to sell? So people are confirming, yeah, he said that. I'm just confused. If you think a game is not going to make its money back, why would you make it? And especially if you think it's going to put all the people making it out of a job. What, in your view, is Microsoft doing in EA by killing... Actually, EA did a better job than Microsoft is currently doing, because EA actually did release games. And release some successful ones. I mean, they had a lot of controversy, but they did release their stuff. Whereas Microsoft has been buying everything else up, but not really releasing much. After Microsoft killed the Hi-Fi Rush studio, I think they're just afraid. I think a lot of Microsoft studios are afraid that happening to them now. Because if they weren't safe after Hi-Fi Rush, like I said, the only one it isn't is Bethesda. Bethesda knows that their ass is golden, especially after the Fallout 4 TV show. I mean, the Fallout TV show. Did you hear about the studio shutting down? Are we talking about the Hi-Fi Rush dev? That one I did. This studio has not been shut down yet. 5-hour tech demo. Generally, you expect like a 5-hour tech demo to be like one of those indie games that's either like, hey, let's make a game where we like rip off H.R. Giger's art style, or that Polish guy that's all about making hell. Zdzislaw Brzezinski. Like there's a game I think coming out soon that's actually based off Zdzislaw Brzezinski. That is a fun name to say, by the way. Like, whenever you see a game that is either using H.R. Giger's art style or Zdzislaw Brzezinski, you just know you're in for a walking simulator that'll be boring as fuck. Everyone remember Scorn? Scorn game? Your cat is sleeping next to me for once, and while I'm awake, pet that cat. Pet that cat now. Sunk cost fallacy is a thing. Yeah, but you usually go into it hoping that maybe it'll still, like, at least make its money back. Not like, yeah, this is going to be the death of me. I don't know. It feels weird. Hopefully they can get out of Project Mara in time. What's Project Mara? When I saw this game, just seems like a first game, but better. Yeah, that's weird. The first game was like a AA game. It had a small budget because they weren't owned by Microsoft at the time. And it was cute. It was like a $40 game. It only lasted a couple hours, but it got its point across. It didn't. It was like, that's the kind of game it should be, but this is like a big AAA development budget with like Microsoft's backing. I never really got it. Also, for anyone who doesn't know, I released the Silent Hill 3 video on Patreon today. Turned out pretty good too. And now my next project is going to be Resident Evil. That'll be a YouTube video. I'm going to be getting that one out very quickly, I believe. I'm hoping to release that by the end of the month. And then the next thing on the schedule after that is DLC sins for Patreon, covering the Last of Us DLC. And then after that, I believe I will be sending Grand Theft Auto 4. And also sending Grand Theft Auto 3 on the Patreon. So, I got a pretty busy schedule of like big games coming up to like work on. Between like Grand Theft Auto games on the Patreon and everything else. Hey, Lucky, what's up? How you doing tonight? But hey, if any of you saw the Silent Hill 3 video, sound off. What'd you think? We got them Patreon viewers in here tonight. You tried out the bidet, not too bad. I'm still not used to it. Yeah, it takes a couple days of getting used to it, but then you're like, why was I not having this in my life before now? It's like, why was I living like an animal? I enjoyed your Silent Hill 3 vid. Hey, there's a bidet. I mean, there's a bidet user. He likes Silent Hill. I mean, there's a Patreon user. Maybe I should have a bidet tier on the Patreon. You know what? MNAF, I really should have like a link that pops up when you type in the Patreon code. That'd be real smart of me if I did that. I haven't done so yet. But just like look for like Dartigan Patreon. It should pop up. I really actually need to like modify my Twitch bot a bit so it actually has more codes that people can type in. But you can also find a link to my Patreon if you scroll down. On Twitch, you'll find like a section that has like a few links for like YouTube and also Patreon. You'll find it there. Haven't had a chance to watch it yet, unfortunately. Hey, it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere, brother. Love the Patreon vid. Need to tone down all the F-bombs, though. I only cuss like a few times. Give me a break. I don't get to cuss anymore on YouTube. I think I said like I swear way more in a live stream, alright? Audio slots. Jeffrey, have a good night, man. Sorry you couldn't stay long. I think I had like 3 in there. Come on, in a 35-minute video, 3 F-bombs. Ain't that bad. You're watching out those stream-ins? That goes for all of you, chat. If you haven't joined the Patreon, give it a consideration. Pretty good. Cheap, too. I'm almost to 225 patrons as well. So we're getting close to that quarter, quarter to 1,000 mark. That means the Persona 5 video gets that much closer with every subscription. Don't have a Patreon money? Oh, that's all right. Generally, all you need is $1 if you just want your name in the credits. But I understand. Hey, you gotta like, take care of yourself first. Your last YouTube video, sexily. I'm trying not to use that joke because I'm letting all of you have it. All of you now get the sexily sexily joke. Money be tight though. Hey, like I will never like pester anyone about not joining the Patreon. Always take care of yourself before you give any money to a dumbass like me. So, maybe one day, if you really want to, and you're on tighter financial ground, then consider it. When you hit 900 members, I know you'll start hearing the Majora's Mask Final Day song. You hear the thump thump sound first. It's like a rattly thump thump sound in that game, and then you get like dawn. I never thought of that, but you're right. Thankfully, that's still probably a ways off. If I'm really lucky, maybe I'll be at 1,000 members by this time next year. Who knows? Hey, Ringo Starr. What's up, Green Hood? How you doing? World Green Entertainment on YouTube. Don't know whether to buy food or a Patreon membership. Well, luckily, with the price of inflation, my Patreon membership actually is far more valuable. Like, what are you going to get for like $3 at a grocery store? Like a Snicker bar or something? You know what? $3 with me gets you like exclusive hours and hours of exclusive video content. and a direct connection to me where you can like talk to me and on the what is it, the Patreon chat. $3 gives you a piece of lint. What kind of lint are we talking about? Silk, like very high quality lint. Also forgetting that I'm in my Roman form. Your Roman form. The way of putting it. I'm fending off my cat right now. Sorry. I need a Roman version of my name. Food is full of microplastics anyway, but your testicles are full of microplastics anyway as well. One day, Chad, we will attain full plastic people. Like this baby here is like 60% plastics. I take it we all read the same article today that like they found microplastics in every man's testicles that they checked. You're a girl, you think you don't got plastics in some other part of your body? I guarantee you don't. It's like it's impossible to not have plastics in you at this point. Unless you're like in one of these uncontacted tribes somewhere. I haven't watched anything about this game except for the last 15 minutes, and I learned the entire plot in the last 15 minutes rather than playing the whole game. Well, first off, thank you for the 25 bits. Second off, you directly went like, I'm going to spoil myself. I mean, if you're not planning to play the game, spoiling yourself's fine. But I don't know, can you really learn everything about a game in like the last 15 minutes, the finale? Are you going to stream the Summer Game Fest on PlayStation Showcase because Resident Evil 9 might be there? Yes. Yes, I will be streaming that whenever it happens. Do you think after all this microplastic, the microplastic is so prevalent that it stopped you from finishing that comment? That was loud. Hey, Musical, thank you for the 49 months, man. 49 months, let's go. I am proud to have been subbed to such a quality streamer and content creator. Hey, thank you. It means a lot to me. Thank you. I will have a Resident Evil video out on YouTube for you very soon. And I released a Silent Hill video for everyone on Patreon today. So, I'm actually on track to produce 4 Sin videos this month. I have only ever done that one other time in my entire YouTube career, and that was during a very lucky moment when I went on like vacation for my actual job, and a bunch of really short games all came out in like the same 2 weeks. So I was able to release like Gears of War, Call of Duty, Battlefield 1, and I think Mafia 3. All did like, like a 4-week span. So this is the first time I've actually managed to do that again. And it's now my new norm because I got to do that every month. 4 videos this month. Do you have a co-writer and editor now? I only have a co-writer, and they only help me with the Classic Sin video on Patreon. Everything else is still me. So the 2 YouTube videos, all written and edited by me. The DLC Sin video on Patreon, written and edited by me. And so for the Classic Sin video, like my co-writer writes the first draft of it, and then I take that draft and I rewrite it. It makes it a lot easier for me to rewrite it, add in my own touches into it, add in my own sins to it, so it shortens up the process of it. And then I record my lines and edit it myself. So the only thing I don't do is write the first draft of it. So still a ton of work. Did you know that the Greek gods' Roman counterparts are like their versions of Dr. Hyde and Mr. J? I don't think that's quite right. I'd still would like to see you sin Rune Factory. But how would I sin Rune Factory? Elton Corey. Hello, Dartigan. I admire you, bro. Hey. I mean, I'm just a normal dude, but hey, if you like my content, that's more than fine enough for me. Glad you're expanding your operations, though. It's nice to hear you're getting help from your classics and stuff. I mean, eventually I would like to have an editor who handles like editing the videos together for Patreon. That way I could focus all of my own editing skills on the YouTube stuff. That way it gets split up a little bit, but the Patreon isn't quite big enough yet for me to like be able to justify hiring an editor. Once once I think I'm making around $1,200 a month or so from Patreon, that's when I'll look into hiring an editor. Editors tend to be sometimes a little expensive. Thank you for helping my commute pass by so much. How long is your commute? Not that it really matters, but hey, if it helps you like, relax on the way and to and from work, in traffic, hey, by all means, that much more glad I did it. If you were forced to resyn a game, what would it be? My very first video on Tomb Raider, I would probably resyn that one. It's full of mistakes because I half-assed it because I thought no one was going to watch it at the time. I just kind of threw it out there into the wind after like putting like minimal effort into it. And then it like exploded and got a ton of views. And I was like, oh shit. Wish I would have tried on that one. I'm sure there's probably other ones, but I really don't want to go down the path of like redoing old videos. I'm willing to let my own sins and mistakes stand and be made fun of for them. You still need to resend. You still need to send the bouncer. I mean, that is one that would count as a classic sin. So I'll add it to the list. I actually have a game recommendation. I can't talk tonight. A game recommendation chat on the Patreon, along with like the Goon Guild chat, so people can chat and shitpost there. So people can like recommend stuff for like classic and DL seasons. You've attained a knowledge that even the great Hideo Kojima has failed to attain. You need an editor. Well, that he sees himself as a bit, above that, I think. You take a level in Warlock and strike a deal with your editor. Take a level. I don't know what this means, but I'm assuming it means fuck him over. 1.5 hour commute. Both ways, or is that just combined? Because that's 3 hours of driving a day. If both ways. I mean, it's like each one. I really can't talk tonight. If it's like both trips. Your stuff is so good. Every minute you make is valuable to me. Thank you for every minute of your videos. Hey, thank you. If you want more of me, check out the Patreon. I just released a Silent Hill 3 video today. You can find a link to that down below or at the top of chat. But no, seriously, I will also have a Resident Evil video out for you for free soon on YouTube. So when does the stream start? In the next couple minutes. I'm warming up right now. In case you notice, I can barely talk because I haven't had to like use my voice much over the past couple days. But don't worry, I'll be starting in just a few minutes. Sorry for the long. Is this your first time here? I normally have like a little bit of a meet and greet or just like a just chatting session for like the first 20 minutes or so before I start playing the game. Helps chat and myself warm up, be in a better mood overall. 1.5 hour. Hope that's public transit in America. It's never public transit. When people say commute in America, they mean driving. They mean driving. This is the stream. This is a stream, all right. Many streamers do this. There's a reason why. Because it does help. It gets chat engaged. Because once you start playing the game, you do have to drop your focus away from chat a bit and focus on the game. So you can't read chat as much or respond to it. So having like a moment at the beginning where you actually just have your entire engagement be on chat does help get them engaged and pay more attention to what you're saying later on. And, sometimes people just want to be there for the opening of it and they don't really want to, watch you play. There are actually like some people who put together stream metrics that show as soon as they start playing the game, their viewership drops off a cliff just because people were there solely for like the just chatting sections. What games have you enjoyed so far this year anyways? What's come out this year? FF7, so far the only like really big game I've enjoyed this year is FF7 Rebirth. I'm sure there's some smaller games I play that I like though. Also, 100 bits from Storm Queen Suki. Yay for warm-up chats. Yeah, I like them too. Commute to work is about 35 minutes, but the trip home can take an hour and a half. Ooh, okay, the bad evening traffic. I give you America too. My streams never have enough chatters for this. Keep it up, you'll get there eventually. Keep in mind, I got two streams going simultaneously and 2 chats to read as well. So I got like, having like the little opening session in the beginning really does help because got 2 different groups to entertain now. So bad news about the Resident Evil 1, they're not going to bring back the original voice. I wouldn't expect them to, if that's even happening. But, they've already got their new Wesker. Your speed reading is incredible. I've honed it over many a year. When you only get like a second to glance away from the game to like glance at chat, read something, and then glance back to what you're doing so you don't fuck up, you gotta be quick. Love your writing. You should be in Hollywood for real. I've had ideas for like novels and stuff that I've tried to write. I don't think I could ever write like a movie script. That's just like a totally alien thing to me. Like how you gotta write that and how it's gonna like fit into like just a set amount of time. Doubt I could ever do that. So best I could do would be like a novel or something. But I thank you for like enjoying my writing. I don't think my writing is like that mature yet. I think I still like have a lot of repetitive phrases and a lot of things I can improve on. I'm pretty decent at like metaphors that and also describing things in a way people can relate to. And also keeping things I'm a big believer in brevity. The fewer words you can use to describe something, usually the better it is. So I'm pretty good at being like succinct. I'm just like getting things across quickly to you without like needing to like several paragraphs to get one point across. I guess those are my strengths. But thank you, by the way. I would legitimately buy a Dartigan book. I tried to write some books, but well before I started doing this whole YouTube thing, I had some really good ideas for like worlds and concepts, but I just never could turn them into a functional story. What I'd like to do is actually try one day making like an actual, maybe graphic novel. I would like to kind of try a graphic novel, maybe. I'd have to like, but I'm not an artist, so I'd need to like, hire an artist. And I wouldn't know about how to go about doing that. Weird question. Have you ever been back to the hometown you grew up in when you get older and got surprised by how much it changed? I haven't really moved that far away from my hometown. I mean, I don't live in the same area I did as a kid, but it's only about like a 40-minute drive from where I currently live. I haven't been back there in probably like a decade though, because there's no reason for me to go there since it's out in the boonies. There's like nothing there. But I'm sure it actually hasn't changed that much because why would it? There was nothing out there to begin with. They're going to certainly start to have be less or more. So it's actually like going to be like a time capsule if I ever do. Did you hear about a game called Another Crab's Treasure? Yes, it's like a Dark Souls game, but a crab, right? Maybe I'll play it, I don't know. 100 bits for Musical Pumpkin. I totally agree with your take on brevity. Simplifying the descriptions of one thing or another can save up a lot of time and really allow the story to flow and not exhaust the reader. Exactly. In my version of brevity is like I still use a lot of words, but I get across a lot of information. It's just like, here's a lot of words, but I'm getting across a lot of like data to you. Just like look at some of my sins sometimes. There'll be like a paragraph that other YouTubers might turn into like an entire segment. Could still play Crow Country at some point, and I plan to. I got so much I gotta do right now. Move out into the boonies with your Bitcoin and build a mansion. My Bitcoin is like worth 70k right now. You need a lot of Bitcoin to like build a mansion. What kind of mansion you building for 70k? That best that buys you like a mobile home, like a really nice like double wide. So that ain't mansion living to me. Is it bad that I hold Ninja Theory and Quantic Dream in the same regard? I don't know. They're very different developers. Quantic Dream is like narrative, David Cage games, and Quantic Dream is like graphical fidelity. We like making big heads for some reason and awkward plots. Have you seen X-Men 97? No, but I have been spoiled on it. Does that count? Thank you, YouTube thumbnails, for spoiling me, and now I have no reason to watch it. Gotta love those guys who put like very like such and such dies this chapter. Can't check it out. Oh, like you fuckers, you sons of bitches. And you put a thumbnail spoiling it too. Hey, ZJ Plays, thank you for the bonus perfect. Hey, welcome to the membership. Napoleon Dynamite movie turns 20 next month, and I've still never seen it, and I'm not breaking that streak. That's right, I'm the one millennial that has not seen Napoleon Dynamite. I'm the only one. I'm like, you know how some people are like, they brag about how they never got immunized for COVID? I'm like that with Napoleon Dynamite. It's like, the liberal media ain't getting me to watch Napoleon Dynamite. Brother. Remaining pure. My gonads are safe. No, like it's a conspiracy. No Napoleon Dynamite for me. I refuse to be that much of a millennial. You never seen the movie either? Well, we got more than one of us then. Hi, Jones. Someone calling me Jones? I'm almost like embarrassed. X-Men 97 is really good. I'd still recommend checking it out. I mean, I might eventually. I just don't have like the streaming services on. I don't really want to get like Disney streaming service just to watch it. Napoleon. Okay, I guess I could like turn on the game for you to see. In fact, I think maybe we should get started. So, let me do this real quick. I feel like I'm warmed up now. I had to download new drivers for this game. I felt a little bit insulted. 100 bits from musical. Use the whip fist. The whip fist. Never did make an emote of that, did I? So, I'm gonna try recording with Bandicam. Tell me if this breaks my mic audio. Alright, I'm now recording with Bandicam. Do you guys hear any static in the audio from my microphone? Yep, goddamn, I just can't use Bandicam anymore, can I? Every game now, it just, like, destroys the audio for some reason. Alright, well, just use, like, the regular old OBS. That's always clean. You don't hear it at all? Some people in chat were confirming it. Okay, menu narration volume. Okay, I don't need headphones. Speakers, please. Subtitles off, English, text size, default. Okay, okay. Hiya, Dartigan in chat folk. How are you all? I'm ready to flare up my disassociations. Are we all medicated before we begin? Everyone taking their little pills? Rattle your bottle if you have. But in your reference to your question, how am I? Pretty good. I released a Silent Hill 3 video on Patreon today, and I even got started working on the script for Resident Evil, so I've been a productive boy. Is there a difference between Bandicam and OBS that you want to use Bandicam? Bandicam is just, it makes very good quality video and audio and keeps the file sizes smaller. So I just use it. Also, if the game crashes, Bandicam has a nice feature that if like the footage is crashed because the game crashes, it has a repair feature that lets me like repair that footage so I don't lose it. Whereas if OBS crashes, oh well, that footage I'm going to have to re-record it. So it's a little bit more safe. But it just is, it's how it is. But as you've noticed, when I try to use Bandicam sometimes, it busts the stream audio. Alright. So let's, do a few changes here. Display one full screen. No borderless full screen. I'm sorry, but if I don't get borderless full screen option, I'm a little, Custom upscaler. What? Resolution scale, dynamic resolution. In fact, this game will adjust resolution dynamically in order to achieve consistent target FPS based on display refresh. Okay. I've heard this game is locked to 30 and you can't make it... Well, actually, no, it's not locked. Can I play at 60, please? I'd rather not have dynamic resolution. Oh, you can't get... Oh, if you... Okay. You don't have... If you turn dynamic resolution off, you can't get 60 frames per second. Alright. I want to take a shower and game hasn't even started yet. Well, yeah, the game is... Well, I'm in the menus. Come on. Look, chat needed to be talked up. You can't really have as much Riz when you're playing a game and chatting chat up. You only turn on the Riz in the first 20 minutes. Vertical sync off. NVIDIA reflex. Variable rate shading will allow the GPU to reduce the number of rendered pixels in a region of the screen where quality will not be affected. Activating this setting can improve performance. Okay. Advanced settings. Okay. No DLSS though, I'm seeing. Oh no, there it is. We want that on. Automatic sharpness. Alright. Waiting for a Dartigan face reveal. I really should be using a camera, shouldn't I? My face isn't a mystery. I've used them before. But I'm pretty sure if I used a camera, I would see numbers like go up just because people, for some reason require to see a face instead of just the voice. Why must you make me use my face, chat? Why do you demand it? Alright, I think we're good. We'll try it with this. Alright. Okay, everything. The Minecraft story video. Well, that and a few other videos. I've used like a camera on a stream a couple times. Let's face it, you need a face cam. There are successful streamers that don't use face cams, but the majority of streamers do use face cams. I've just always been stubborn about it, because I feel like I'm better without one. Okay, I think everything's good. Streamer mode. Turn on streamer mode to remove licensed music for streaming purposes. You know, since this stream is going on YouTube, I should probably turn this on. But if it happens, I'll just use YouTube system to, like, remove it. I'm willing to take the risk. I don't think this is going to be playing, like, hardcore pop music at any point in time. Don't give into face reveals, make them always question what you look like. Now, don't you, yeah, wouldn't you rather, like, imagine what I look like? I mean, I can never look as good as what you imagined me to look like. What up, Doughboy? What's up, American Vampire? How you doing?
Senua, the outcast who became a warrior, who faced her demons and challenged the gods for her lover's soul, has accepted the voices, the furies, as part of herself. Just like her mother Galena, she was not like other people. She saw and heard the world differently. Her father Zinda
Gotta admit, those are some nice rock graphics.
Tainted by the sin of her mother. Tormented and afraid, she retreated from the world.
I'm gonna see Deadpool? I don't know, maybe. When does that come out?
Until love broke through like the rays of a new dawn. In Dillion's acceptance, she could live again. He gave light to her mind and freed a warrior.
Look at the moss.
But the voice of her father stayed with her, reminding her of her curse. And when the plague came to her land,
Is Dartigan a Swiftie? I have never listened to any of her music.
She took her darkness with her.
July 26.
Banishing
I doubt I'll be
herself
seeing
to
it.
the wilds. So she was not there when the Northmen massacred her people and sacrificed Dillion to the god of hell. Senua's torment was so deep that the world
Would I rather be a
around her
Celtic
fell
warrior or a
away.
Germanic Nordic warrior? I don't know. What's the real difference?
She took the head of her beloved, the vessel of his soul, and vowed to go to hell herself to save him.
Am I gonna see the new Garfield movie? I'll
Through
pass.
mist-shrouded horrors,
I
she
didn't even know
fought
that
to
was a
find
thing.
the secret path that would lead her to the very gates of hell. But the way was marked by fire and illusion. Senua had to fight the gods that guarded these paths and stave off the rot which threatened to consume her mind.
Vikings are smellier? I thought
end
they
her
like had a
life.
bathing culture.
Only conquest could open the gates. Only blood would bring her face to face with Hela.
Impossible. She's been in radio, TV, and everything. Good thing I
Face
don't
to face
listen to radio or watch
with
TV.
defeat.
Or even that many movies. I guarantee you, if I've heard it, I didn't even recognize
Once
it when I was
again,
listening to.
Senua was engulfed in darkness, lost
Can I
in a
put on
maze
subs?
of misery
Maybe.
and confusion. Until Dillion's voice led her to the promise of victory. A sword that could kill a god. To win the sword, Senua would drown
Keep in mind,
her
this is just them
darkest
retelling the
memories,
first game.
pulling at the shards lodged in
Unitas
flesh,
was Celtic.
mind,
Yep,
and soul.
Senua is like based off some kind of Celtic goddess.
She pressed deeper into the underworld, resisting its grasping hands and deafening cries, until she found her prize, before the guardian of Hell's gates.
Hear about the Kingdom Hearts 4
Senua
ports and
released
leaks?
her rage,
No, I just heard
a
they
fury
re-released
that could
Kingdom
not
Hearts
be
games on
stopped.
Steam.
Not by savage jaws, not by waves of warriors, not by the pull of death itself. In defeat and
And
desperation,
they really did a lot of carving in this
Senua
stone, didn't they?
begged for her beloved's release. But a sacrifice must be made, and burdens cast away. Senua's fate was never in the hands of the gods, but in her own.
I think these RA9 rumors have reliable sources. I have tried not to pay attention to them. I don't really get into like the old
She could choose out of
game
love
rumors these days. I mean, I offhand
to
hear about them. So the only thing I've heard about is it might be
go
open
on.
world, but I really kind of hope it
and
isn't.
to take us.
And if it is, it's a very small open world. Is killing a god in games anything special? No. It's pretty much part of the course. So if you're not killing a god in a video game, or you even playing a video game, combat difficulty can change at any time. So hold is focus, left bumper sprint, focus, 2 focus with block, parry, heavy attack, rack, fast attack, evade. Okay, all looks pretty standard. The name's Gambit. Don't even remember it. Gambit always was the best X-Men, wasn't he?
Do I know you? It's been
Did you know this was Hellblade? Been really curious about this series and never just took the dive. Yeah.
Dead now, but no less. A promise. Not one soul more would suffer.
No spoilers. I didn't spoil anything. Good luck avoiding all the YouTube thumbnail spoilers, though.
His death, his life, will drive her on. She will forge a purpose from his death, make meaning from the pain. And then the Northmen came again to our land, stripping us of our names, our lives, of everything that makes us who we are.
Senua's ASMR saga is what this now is.
Us as slaves. These Northmen sail under a blood-red sign. And one among them they call Master. Senua will follow that sign. She let herself be taken, dragged in chains to their ships. So
That does not look like a comfortable experience.
Source, find the heart, and cut it out. Stop the slavers. Keep her promise. But plans can drift off course.
There's a time when Sinister cloned himself and put Cyclops DNA in it to make Gambit dark. You know what? I can't keep up with what goes on in those series.
Ends. Alone. In the dark.
You excited for your games to come back as Horseman? Gambit to come back? Oh, look, no spoilers. Someone just mentioned that. I haven't watched the series myself either, so I don't really care. I'll watch it eventually. You know, by this point, she's already inhaled a bunch of water. Somehow she, like, kept her breath even while unconscious. Stellar Blade or Hellblade? Well, I got news for you. I'm pretty sure if you're, like, depends on what you're asking about. One of them's definitely gonna have more ass than the other. This one, though, will have more mental anguish. Isn't this how a Bioshock game starts? You like ass more? Well, we all kind of prefer ass over mental anguish, but this game's got different priorities. Ass in anguish. You know what? There was a version of this famous Sir Mix-a-Lot song that included those lines. I'm one of your favorite YouTubers? Oh, well, thank you, Nimrod. I mean, I'm not doing much right now other than, like, watching a cutscene, but I will do my best to, like, sit in this game eventually for you. But no, seriously, thank you. I'll have a Resident Evil video out for you soon. How about that? Even Trick? Xbox Game Studios, a seal of quality. You know you're playing a winner. Hey, Montezuma, man, welcome back. Water physics. I've heard this game is like a graphical showcase. It's like probably like the best looking game out there right now. I gotta admit that is some nice graphics. Oh, they've gone with the letterboxing to make it look even more cinematic, though. Don't like that. So let me see what the subtitles look like real quick. I'll make them small, though. Match platform settings. Subtitle setting applied to your system. Hey, 12 bits, it's funny, we've gone from a game that was chock full of Rule 34 potential to a game that is virtually none. You underestimate the people and their ability to, like, get horny over something. That actually take? Alright, we'll see. We gotta have someone talk first. Probably gonna be more movie than game, that I can guarantee you. Would I date Sin? Do I get asked this question for every female character in a video game now? Would I date them? Look, I only date 16-bit girls. I'm a 16-bit man. Oh, that's a big lad up there.
You should not have come here, child.
This dark land, it pushes back.
Orbit, so I read somewhere that Disney is an Disney of all entities bought the rights to Tom Clancy's name. Really? Tom Clancy's Disney now, huh?
When she won't yield, she must fight on, as she always has.
Would you date Rogue? You can't touch Rogue without dying, you realize. Kind of like a, we'll put a real damper on your relationship. Also, isn't she into, like, grandpas or something? Hey, pronounce that name, chat. Gudmundur Thorvaldsson. Sorry for any Norwegians out there, or whatever that is. That is a you got like Dark Soul names, okay? It's like, how do I pronounce this? I've seen Rule 30 for this game. You actually weren't looking for it, did you? You know what? We didn't really need the white paint on this very linear rock wall. We can't do anything but climb. Couldn't possibly miss it.
She's going to fall. No.
Would I date myself? Well, who else is going to get me off better than myself? Well, I seen Kingdom Hearts Missing Link. Is that the DLC for 3? If it's DLC, then yeah, I'll send it as DLC soon eventually. 100 bits. All I can imagine is a Disney princess gesturing her taking horse hollow. She prepped to suppress him when you're talking about the next Kingdom Hearts game, baby.
She's too exhausted. It's too much. Don't look down.
Is that subtitles too small for anyone out there, by the way? Just trolling Twitter in the cesspool it is. I probably just need to start using Twitter more, honestly. Probably been holding me back by not using it. Sorry if you get a later response. I'm 27 minutes behind you, 2x speed. Really? Okay. It's an interesting way of watching a stream. Subs are small as fuck. I can maybe make them slightly bigger. That way it's not like subtitles for ants. There, that feels proper. Come into the waste pit that is Twitter. I mean, I'm a content creator. I'm already in like several waste pits.
She cannot falter.
The only clean place I have is my Patreon.
The ones who
That is like a pure sparkling spring that I control. And the only people who are gonna be on it are like the people who pay to be on it. So it kind of like, gets rid of like, the scum.
She carries them with her.
By the way, released a Silent Hill 3 video today on Patreon if anyone's interested. You can find a link to it. Link to it up above and down below. Would I date Leon? Yes.
She is afraid,
But I'd probably dump him right afterward. Something about that dude just says he can't commit. And games really have evolved. I've only like held forward on the thumbstick for this entire experience so far. Would I date Taylor Swift? Do I get royalties from the song she inevitably makes about me?
Stupid crow. Why did we come here? She's stupid.
Your your 5.1 surround sound. Yeah, this game is probably recommended to play with like speak with headphones.
Your hopes were always doomed to fail. All this way. Just to die among strangers.
Hey Sid, how you doing?
Why did you come back?
Did you think you had left me behind?
Clive? Clive, we gotta beat the Mother Crystal.
I won't listen to you.
Taylor Swift's next song, "The Man That Sinned My Heart." You know what? That's got like slaps written all over it. You don't see the Patreon link? Oh, on Twitch, you have to like scroll down. Scroll down and you'll see like a couple banners, and one of them will have like a YouTube and a Patreon link below it. Or you can just go into Google and type in Dartigan Patreon. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. I don't believe they had cocaine in Dark Ages Europe. Yo, look at this kid. That is a good model, you gotta admit. But yeah, Silent Hill 3 video. Pretty good. Over 30 minutes, 35 minutes of video too. How about that? I'm having fun trying to make my sales pitches for my Patreon as like obnoxious as possible. I gotta admit. Part of me is like, yeah, I gotta be a piece of shit today. You just sounded like the Douglas. Go to my Patreon, Douglas. I've got exclusive content, Douglas. Come on, just click on the link, Douglas. You, Patty Mayonnaise, already signed up for my Patreon. Don't you want to like talk to her there? Oh, got 3D design documents, my latest invention. All your friends are there, Douglas. You want to be with your friends, right? Something tells me, Douglas, you're not playing along with a little operation here. In this neighborhood, we all subscribe to Mr. Dink's Patreon. Can you see under her skirt? No, I'm afraid not, pal. She's wearing pants, too. So even if you could, you're not seeing anything. And that letterboxing is a nice way of keeping you from doing that anyways. Chat, letterboxing is like the enemy of ass shots. They hide them. Would you date the Hellblade 2 menu? It's got a lot of graphics options. I do find that attractive. You know what? Are we in like Iceland? This feels like Iceland with how like barren it is. You're from New Jersey? I've always got the feeling Mr. Dink is also a New Jerseyan. Douglas. Douglas, we're almost at 225 members on the Patreon, Douglas. We get to 1,000, I'll send Persona 5. Don't you want to see that, Douglas? Yeah, the Mr. Dink voice is my new way of pitching the Patreon. No one can refuse signing up for it if I do that voice. It's like, alright, to get him to shut up.
Monsters. Look what they do to us. They are brutal.
No more. I will stop this.
Get across to the other side.
Careful.
You know, when I think about that old cartoon Doug, I think he was suffering from some like undiagnosed mental illness as well, because he's always imagining himself doing some weird shit. Douglas, I can't help but notice you should be maybe a little bit medicated. Have you ever been tested? Ever seen a therapist? You got a little bit of the tisms going on. Maybe I think you might be bipolar, Douglas. Come on, I'll take you downtown, all right? There's a new therapist just set up shop there.
Sinner. What does it mean?
I'm sounding more like that old guy from the Super Mario Brothers Super Show cartoon than I am Mr. Dink.
She knows that all through this world there are signs and symbols waiting to be discovered. The meaning is there. If only you can find it.
Lou Ferrigno, yeah, that guy. Mr. like haha bing bong Italian man. Is this game a walking simulator? No, there's combat in it. It's just like most AAA games, at the first 30 minutes to an hour of it, they now have to be a walking simulator. That way you take them seriously. Have you noticed that trend? The bigger the budget, the more the first hour has to be a walking sim. It's like they won't take it seriously if you don't let them do anything but like walk forward for the first hour. That's how you do narrative. Show us your best Long Island. I don't actually know what a Long Island accent sounds like. Other than like, oh god, I live in fucking Long Island. I'm gonna get stabbed.
Focus on the symbol. Try to focus on it. Focus. What is it?
Do not forget my stories, Senua. I am with you still.
God of War Ragnarok? Not quite.
And now find yourself in Midgard, the world of men. Do
Midgard.
not think it any less dangerous for that. Your path has taken
Perfect
you
impression
far
of
from
everyone. I just heard about a lot of stabbings in Long Island. That's all I know about.
On to the heart of this place, to the heart of man. You have seen how the Northmen journey out to conquer. And this
That shape. An enslaver. Follow him, but be careful. They will kill you this time.
Like they did to her.
On the cliff.
You were too weak to help.
Follow him.
Be ready to fight.
She is a warrior.
A warrior with no sword.
No weapon.
She came here with nothing.
Walk faster. No, this is the cinematic walking speed. You must experience a story at the pace they demand. Let's just admire the graphics for a bit. That is some nice video game grass. That may actually be the best video game grass I've ever seen. Got to smack the old gob a couple times looking at this game. Very good graphics. However, it is kind of cheating because, you know, they are like cutting off a quarter of the screen with the black screen. The black bar so they can like, you know, render less. How accurate is The Sopranos in terms of New Jersey culture? Well, I'm gonna assume not everyone in New Jersey is a part of the mob. Only like half of them. Big lad up there. I wish all games had good grass. It's something all games do deserve.
Stop! Do something! Stand by and watch. Fight him! No!
Hey, AI guy, what's up, my man?
Why didn't you stop it? Too weak.
Let her die.
He is right.
They were survivors. I need to help the other slaves.
You let her die.
You know, that looks like a pretty survivable fall to me. At the very least, I would see their bodies down there somewhere. Hey, Dartigan, sorry I'm late. Hey, man, you don't have to be... There's no such thing as being late to a live stream. You show up and watch when you want and watch as much as you like. Or as little as you like. But hey, I'm glad to have you here even no matter what time you show up. So welcome. Games literally... You know what? More games should let you touch the actual grass. You know what game I kind of like put in the same category as Hellblade, chat? The rat game, the one where you play as a sister protecting your brother. Plague Tale. They kind of like feel similar to me. It feels like the symbol I need to look at, but to like do something, but it ain't working. It even like lights up as I look at it. Just got apparently just got punched in the face. Oh yeah, I've heard about the face punching going on in New York. Why does that happen? Punch a random stranger in the face. Chat, we're getting closer to the Grand Theft Auto reality. Linear parts that force you to experience a story at a specific pace would be fine if devs let you skip that bullshit and repeat. Yeah, chat, that's the thing. Devs figured out a way of making sure you can't skip cutscenes by making them like slow walking parts of games. Like, let them see them skip this shit. No, you gotta walk through every foot of it. They outsmarted us. Like, they're skipping our cutscenes, make them walk. Is it a TikTok thing? I'm happy slapping from about 20 years ago. TikTok? Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I can do here.
Remember why we came here. She came here for a reason. But now she doesn't know what to do. You don't know where to go. Your plan's in pieces. She is lost. Lost.
I kind of like them to hire the Jar Jar Binks actor, so he's like, Sinawa, Misa thing. You know what? There's a lot of comedy you could do with these voices in her head.
The sea tore him
Misa think Vikings big bad juju.
like your hopes.
Don't need
Oh, I know it hurts to hear me do that voice, but I had to.
better. Find the survivor. He is trying to trick you. You need to help the survivors.
Misa think your studio gonna die. Apparently that guy's like a super, like, just good-natured, cool guy who got treated really badly after that movie came out.
You want to save them. They're already dead. The lost one.
Don't.
How many years do you have to have cancer to have a voice like that, by the way? And everyone, like, compliments my voice. To me, this is what, like, a really cool voice sounds like. Anakin was treated, yeah, Anakin was also, well, the kid Anakin was really, bullied at school after Phantom Menace. Jar Jar actor returned. Yeah, I heard that, like, they brought his actor back. Not the character, but the actor who played him. For, like, playing a role in, like, one of the TV shows. But you know what? The TV shows are their own kind of shit. Who's forcing you to do yar yar? Blink twice. Well, myself actually. So it's even worse. They died from that, did they? Hmm. 4 a.m. in your country? My dude, why are you not sleeping? I can't be that important to your life.
Find a way out. Get to the sea. Find your way back to the sea. That is where they need you.
No, why am I saying that? No, stay up and watch me. Stay up and watch me, goddammit. I need to stop hurting myself. Like, yo, why go to bed, buddy? No. Like, you stay the fuck up. We'll go get a coffee.
Must find a way out.
How can the lost find anyone?
Listen.
You failed them.
Listen to him.
They are dead, like your mother.
Shut up. Make him shut up. Stop it.
You know what? The voices in your head sound really well voice acted. Maybe you should listen to them. You know, I normally think the voices in your head are gonna like sound pretty terrible. Like maybe like early 90s voice acting in a video game. But when you got professional like sounding voices in your head, you know what? You might know a thing or two. Also, Poop Up Dairy, thank you for the 62 months. She sacrificed my blade till I start hearing voices. Your voice is Fran Dresser. Is that one of those Golden Girls ladies? You know who else was well voice acted? Darth Vader. Yes. Pretty famously so. Have you ever heard the actual Darth Vader's voice, though? The English guy that actually, like, played the physical character? Let's just say that movie might not have caught on had they not replaced him with James Earl Jones.
Can't you hear them, Senua? Can't you hear their scream?
I can hear them.
You can also look into subliminal messaging and flash messages that read "Watch more Dartigan." That actually does not work. That was one of those big scares from like the 80s or something like that. It doesn't, you know, there's no such thing as subliminal messaging in that regards. Turns out you gotta do more than just flash, you know, some words at someone to get them to do something. Oh, that's some shit.
What's happening? You know that's in focus. Focus. Don't let it block you.
They are suffering, but I set them free.
Simple. You need to find it. It's here. Somewhere. Look for it. Look for the sign. Find the right perspective. You'll sense when you are close. The signs are here.
Look, I understand the idea of like forced perspective puzzles, Gabe. They're not that complex.
It's there. Focus. You found it. You found it. Focus.
You don't know how deep this darkness goes.
Yes, you've done it. You completed the symbol.
You're so confused. This girl suffers from schizophrenia.
Behind her.
And she's like being like accosted or like, you know, she's been enslaved by the Vikings. And she also had, well, things are a little funky-walky, alright? She's seeing like, you know, shit, she's seeing shit, alright? She's on like an extended mushroom trip. Let's just put it that way. And sometimes with schizophrenia, you see set patterns and signs in the environment. And sometimes you gotta like deal with her hallucinations first before you can move on.
I need to find the source of all
Like Midsummer, yeah, like that.
I promised. I'm here with my child.
The dead are here. Can you hear them, Sam? They follow us, Sam.
Hey, guy, I got you have a good night, man. Or a good day at work, I mean.
And save the survivors. Don't listen to the dead. Just move onwards. Find the survivors.
It's like evolution gave some humans an extra dose of pattern recognition. That is an excellent way of putting schizophrenia, actually. Like you start seeing patterns that are like don't actually even exist or have any meaning. Well, they're not looking too good. I've spent the last 20 minutes coming up with jokes to make about Disney buying the Tom Clancy IP. The hostage rescue ride and chemical attack ride made me laugh the most. I just can't wait to see it in Kingdom Hearts then.
Stop. Too much. So many times. There's nothing you can do.
That's cool. You can see like their spirit arm reaching out of their body.
The sea floats them up to show you how you've lost. Look at them, Senua. The faces of the ones you failed.
You know what? I've made fun of like Tom Clancy in the past, and I will continue to do so because he did write horseshit, insipid horseshit. But I just look. You know what? Maybe after he died, they shouldn't keep using his name. That is some really nice water, though. Sorry, go walk into it. That is some damn good video game water. You can bottle that water and drink it, chat, or not, because it's salt water. But you get my message.
Wait, no. Some of them may survive.
Game a puzzle simulator like the last one. You have combat and you do have puzzles in it, so yeah.
Wounded. They were scared, but alive. You can find them. They need you.
Biggest budget walking simulator, but also has combat. Is it Dart bathwater? That's apparently not a good idea to sell your bathwater. I believe the girl who got famous doing that, like she didn't really even make money off it because not Patreon, I said Patreon too, PayPal, like closed her account afterward.
Find somewhere to hide.
Chat, I've said the word Patreon so much, any P word that tries to get on my lips instantly turns into Patreon. Why is Senua constantly hearing people whisper? She is schizo. Yes, she is. She's got schizophrenia.
Let them capture you again.
Oof. Oh, ow. Oof. Oof.
You do not deserve to die here, Senua.
Now we gotta shove the sword. Dart, do you wear boxers or briefs? I wear actual boxer briefs. They're the combination of the two. They're superior to either one on their own. Oof, that guy died with his ass out. So there is some cheeks in the game, chat. You want me to show my boxer? This ain't that type of stream. Not that type of stream, I'm afraid.
What are you waiting for? Attack Senua.
Oh, listen to that chanting.
We cannot fight the rest to be you. Don't let us die here. Fighting. Blocking everything. Stronger. That's it.
Yeah, let the rage out. This game just dropped. Yeah, this came out today.
They're monsters.
Well, I hear someone trying to live. Hello, Dartigan stream. I'm going to sleep, but I thought I'd come in and say hello. Hope the rest of the stream goes. Hey, man, Spectre, thank you for checking out the stream tonight, and you have a good night's sleep, dude. I'll do my best.
Let him go! Don't defeat him.
Her dodge makes it seem like she got hit there.
She has to survive. You must. You have to survive.
Is this guy in her head? No, these are actually real people she's killing.
Promise.
There were definitely times in the first game where you didn't know if you were actually fighting someone, though, because they didn't look human. What are your thoughts on Steam Deck? Been wanting to play some Steam games again, but I don't have a PC and may not have room for one in my room. Should I wait on getting a PC or consider Steam Deck? Steam Deck is I have a Steam Deck. I will say that it is very good. Don't expect to play games at like max settings if you don't want that. And also, especially if you want to play a lot of indie games, it's also really good. Though you can play like non-indie games on it as well. As well as it's really good for emulators as well. I highly recommend a Steam Deck if you want to get into PC gaming but don't have a lot of money to spend or like room for one. It's a way better option than say a laptop. So I can give it a thumbs up.
You've lost another one. Could you? All of this death because of you.
Such riveting combat. Hey, it feels like it's better combat than the first Hellblade. Steam Deck? You mean Switch Pro? I'm supposed to get a new Switch next year, right?
Everything you touch dies. You are cursed. It is you who bring your darkness here. You're not.
Why did you bring your curse here?
You know what's interesting about schizophrenia, chat? Supposedly your nationality will sometimes determine the nature of the voices you hear. Like supposedly if you're like American and you have schizophrenia, you're more likely to have very negative like voices and like this very, well, sort of like this, but Europeans tend to have like far less negative like voices in their head.
Escape it! Listen to us! You're supposed to escape it!
So maybe Sin was actually American based on the nature of her like voices. Culturally, yeah, there's a cultural influence of schizophrenia. That wouldn't be a fatal wound. What, me sticking the sword like through his collarbone into his chest? I don't know, that feels pretty fatal to me. Proud citizen of Vinland. Actually, she's Celtic, I believe. It's like Vinland Viking she fights.
It's nothing. She has to check. No.
Are there any nice schizophrenia voices? Like I said, there are definitely like, especially within Europeans, supposedly like more positive voices you'll hear.
But they're calling you. They're cries.
But we Americans were paranoid as fuck.
Just hold on. I'm coming.
Kind of weird that samurai media has become more ingrained in culture, seemingly replacing Viking stuff. I don't think it's replaced anything. It's its own thing now. Thanks to anime and everything else. You got a Steam Deck? It's good. Yeah, they're great.
You thought they were real.
Took mine traveling with me, you know, last year.
Don't know. She never knows. Pathetic. Idiot. Stupid. Stupid. She thought she could be the hero, but everyone
corn. Catch your breath. Because I can't do anything else. Or can I? Hey, this looks like the caving I'll be doing later this, month. Now we're crawling, cinematic crawling.
Save this, but you didn't.
I'm a spelunker. I'm going to be next month, yes. We'll be crawling on my belly through like narrow crevices and shit. Tell us if you run into things from the descent. I don't think that's going to happen. But I will be going to a Ren fair, then crawling through like a cave for 6 hours. Self-hate. This is not technically self-hate. This is like her own mind hearing shit that hates her. Or at least like makes her doubt herself. Never mind, accusatory voices. He's gonna play Spelunky in real life? Well, who would agree? Hope you have lots of fun. It should be. I've always kind of wanted to like... I've never been to a Ren fair before, and I've never really been in like a proper cave. Ooh, this ain't good.
You hold your breath until you come. Then you gasp and the water rushes in. The pain in your chest. It's very...
He's having a bad day. I don't think there was such thing as good days back in the Dark Ages. If you were like alive that day, it was probably a bad day. It's like, oh, looks like it'll be another bad one. I'm still alive. Because I'm gonna like have to like starve and like break my back out in the fields harvesting the Lord's or my Lord's corn, or not corn, but like wheat. Such is the way of it. Hope I don't get like a horrible disease I can't cure. People smelled horrible. It depends on area. Europe in general, yeah, people smelled bad in Europe for a long time. However, in like a lot of places, like outside of like Rome, during Rome times they had a bathing culture. But a lot of Asian places, where like they did like, hey, bathing's pretty nice. Medieval Europeans washed every day. They just would just take bird baths with a bucket and soap instead of bath, which they took once a month. I mean, I guess it probably depends on region. Hold on, I got really like... read too much right now. I'm fighting for my life. Your average peasant, though, in Europe wasn't too concerned with bathing that much. And she's really good at going for the heart sometimes, isn't she? According to Google, yes, in their AI blight, written records and scholars from China, Italy, Palestine, and many other countries suggest a huge catastrophe blighted the world in 536 AD. However, the cause of it was uncertain. I mean, making baths were hard. Yeah, you were definitely going to be taking a lot of cold ones if you bathed often. So, yeah, I don't blame them for being stinky. I'm not, like, using it to make fun of them. I mean, hey, if I had to, like, draw a bath from, like, with multiple pails of water from a well or a river, and then, like, light a fire to heat it up so I didn't freeze, I'd probably only bathe once a month as well. Just say it. So it's really only, like, certain places, like in Rome, where they had the aqueducts and, like, bathhouses made. And, like, certain, like, Northern European places, and I think, like, a lot of places in Asia where they had hot springs, did bathing cultures back then really, like, develop. Hey, Dartigan Chad, do you think Santa gives away presents because it counts as a tax write-off? I've always thought Santa probably is mafia-like. It's mostly been creepy whispers, grunts, and screams, and it's like AAA quality grunts and screams, though, and creepy whispers. And a lot of bald guys, too, for some reason.
You, slave. Come here.
He's still alive.
The enslaver.
What are you going to do with that sword, girl?
He looks ready for you. He is ready to fight.
You're ready. We will end this.
You're fucking dead. Don't they make warriors where you're from?
Stop thinking and feel it.
You know, I'm being backseated by my own mind.
To hit him.
Oh, bloody scream, it's so real.
Is that really it? No fight left in you. Come on! Find your courage.
He wants to fight a brave slave for some reason.
The best you can do.
I hit the next button by accident in the stream and it immediately took me to Dartigan streams, Life is Strange True Colors. They are very similar games. Oof. How many times this guy just gonna throw the fight so he can keep it going? Oh.
He took their lives. Again. You're waiting for. Wait. Do it now. You can't kill him. Stop.
No.
If you're going to kill me, just do it.
Takes over everyone.
But you need him.
You need him to show. He knows everything. He knows desire.
No.
He knows. He can show you the path.
You're gonna take me where I need to go.
Yes.
Yes. He will take you. He will show you.
He has to.
Who doesn't love a good infected wound? Most romantic thing I've ever heard.
You can do
Where you come from. Where you take the slaves.
I can't walk. How do you expect me to take you anywhere?
His pain doesn't matter. Make him walk.
Oof.
Fuck.
Fucking make him walk.
You have to. There is no other way.
It's why we have come.
I'm not leaving until I get what I came for.
You made a promise.
She made a promise.
You promised.
I made a promise.
Voices said that's a you problem.
She knew the path would open to her. A blood-carved stave, a soul sea falling, a too familiar darkness, an endless night.
So does he have voices too? No, only Cinema does. Well, that's a nice shot, I guess. How are you breathing, though?
Do you remember it? She knows that suffering, that feeling.
Poisoning her mind.
When your children ask how you met their mother and you explain almost dying in her, to her duel, I don't think they're gonna have a romance.
Do you see it, Senwa?
Are the voices gods? No, she has schizophrenia. But she calls them the Furies, so she sees them as like gods talking to her.
Faces of fear and suffering.
Show off that eyeball technology. Every single eyelash rendered.
The sign. What does it mean?
That sign.
Oh, walking
is
wasn't
it?
that difficult for him after all, huh?
Understand. You need to understand.
Answer.
It is my father, Sigil.
His father.
Your father.
The gold thief.
Monster.
He's here.
Look at him.
No,
The shadow
but this
is-
place is his. The people here are weak. They would not survive without his help.
You have
Like you.
Does she?
Enough!
He's wounded. He won't try anything. You have to keep your eyes on him.
Hold on, we gotta like admire the graphics because that's what this game's all about.
We should have thrown you overboard.
Axe to the knee, yeah. But hey, you know, he's walking it off.
Like the others. Just wait till I get free.
Couldn't put a robe around his cuffs. It's a nice shitty sunrise. Imagine if I had HDR on.
Seriously think you will survive here? You don't know this place.
Who is evil?
This is Greenland, Sinawa. You barely even have like a Google Street Map here. Think you can find your way without that?
So quiet.
No further. Something's wrong.
What happened here? It smells of death. He doesn't want
The settlement has fallen to the Dartigan.
The Draga? Oh, we in a Skyrim level now. You'll never make it to your Airbnb now.
Did you hear it? Did you hear it? Don't
I'm actually tired, going to sleep. Hey, Elton, have a good night's sleep, man.
So
And you definitely deserve it. Maybe I'll see you next time.
You need to go inside. You need to help them. Someone needs your help.
Everyone.
Help us.
Do you want to join them?
You came here to help.
Let's go.
Listen to yourself.
What is beyond there is too dark.
We are leaving. Now.
Don't give me orders, slaver.
Chad, who do you think is the more like mentally broken main character,
find
Cloud
another way.
or Sinawa? I don't know, honestly, probably about equal.
Then move quickly.
Cloud is better looking though. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this. She's not anime good looking, but she's like regular good looking. Is the person next to her dead? No, this guy is a slaver that we captured. He real.
I will take you to my people, like I said. But not into this settlement. You have no idea what you're walking into.
He wants you to die.
Just turn around.
He's walking to the pretty sunset. Cloud just gets occasional headaches. He gets more than that. There's definitely more broken moments in his mind than in that game.
He wouldn't understand.
I can't.
Damn you. Why won't you listen to reason?
I thought your father protected these people.
He does. Did. You can't protect people from their own stupidity. It looks like they let their guard down. They brought this on themselves.
Is the crazy stuff in her head? I'm not sure, to be honest with you. That's kind of like something they want to like never really clarify. Or not, I believe. Because there's a lot of crazy stuff that went down in the first game, and you can't really be sure if it was all in her head or not.
Look there. Can you see? The mounds of earth.
You see these graves? This is how we honor our dead. There will be no one to bury you.
It's barely a grave if it's open like that.
So many bodies. So much death.
So much death. In the first game, there was a boss with a third person, right? There was like a... You fight like the god of death at the end of the first game, what I recall of it.
Droiga.
Who are they?
They won't just kill you.
I mean, this guy's talking about like, yo, dead Vikings attacking us, so maybe there is some magic here.
It is what they do after. They
Will kill you. They will kill us.
I mean, the graves are open over there as well.
save your life if you stop.
Is it my life you're trying to save?
He is scared.
Kratos? No, I'm afraid not.
Is he scared?
He knows what.
No Kratos here.
Why would you bring him with you? Are you sure you want to? She has to leave him here. He will be a burden to you.
I remember other games that did the wide aspect ratio.
Do send
Like when you recall as the order. How about The Evil Within 1? That game kind of famously did it. Infamously, I would say.
What are you doing?
There's something here. I need to find out what it is.
They're dead.
You're mad.
She's not mad.
Doesn't see the signs.
Don't make sense.
Stupid!
He doesn't.
You're mad.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't see the signs.
There is no way. I am going in there.
Look at him.
Look at him.
Wounded. Hurt. Defeated.
But you need him.
No,
Feel.
you're not.
The rage.
But we need him alive.
He will try to escape.
She has.
Go on then. Do it.
Don't let the rage get the better of you.
The rage is coming.
Just moments ago, to kill you.
You shouldn't have saved him.
Do they think they use drugs to help schizophrenia like weed and hallucinations? I don't think you want to take something that makes you hallucinate more if you got schizophrenia.
Helpless, waiting to die.
Probably not the best of ideas.
When this heals, I will kill you. Mad woman.
For that, you'll need to stay alive.
Oh, I like this mix of white paint and blood to tell you you can interact with this.
You must discover what is happening. What evil is here? What happened here? What happened here? Everybody has died.
All the people butchered.
Dead bodies everywhere.
It's happening again.
This is like what happened to your village. To your village. To us. Do you remember?
Do you?
Oof. It's a ledge painter's work. It's always his work. The man has taken so many lives.
The bodies everywhere.
Oh.
It's too much.
Who did this and why?
So do you think the guy will die, or will he be someone who hangs on? I think he's going to be in the. There's only like a couple characters in this game, so he's probably one of them. But I think he's here for a bit. Who knows? Maybe he redeems himself. So kind of hard to redeem yourself from being an evil slaver.
Why do you want to look?
There's nothing you can do.
She wants to remind herself of the past. She wants to live in the past.
Turn back.
Yeah, do you think you can have like comedian schizophrenia where like the voices in your head tell you the good jokes? And can I have that?
They took Dillian. Your beloved Dillian.
They killed him, Senua.
He died because of them.
Do you remember?
They took him from you. Your Dillian.
They killed him. What are you looking at?
Don't look at it.
Don't stop here. Move on.
Look away.
Look away.
Oof. Big oof. Game's dialogue makes me feel crazy. I think that's intentional though.
Bodies.
Everywhere, bodies. Covered in blood.
YouTube ain't gonna like all this red, you know. Just want to point that out. YouTube sees a bunch of red, it's like, oh, that's a mature rated game right there. Maybe.
It's already happened. It's in the past. It's too late. There's nothing you can do. You are letting the past control.
So many people die with their ass hanging out, I'm noticing. Would you date Gambit? I don't think I would. I'm sorry, but I am straight. Gambit ain't that good enough to, like, make me question that. I'll check out more buildings.
No need to stay here. Move on.
And they really like, hey, do you want to see what the color black looks like on your screen? Boy, do they get a lot of it. Probably indicates something a lot worse than a corpse is naked from the waist down. More than likely, yes. But it was a dude. But then again, that's not exactly stopping it from, the worst possible, case scenario. How can you be straight when a bunch of men follow you? That was a joke. Look, well, I'm pretty sure most of the men here following me do so because, haha, funny internet clown makes me giggle. Not because, oh, fuck yeah. Oh, yeah. Probably not that reason. Okay.
It's happening again. It's him. There. He is dying again.
Dying like before. It's just like before.
No, this cannot happen again.
You couldn't do anything.
Face it.
You need to face it.
Focus.
You need to look at it.
Face the past.
Alright, find this symbol.
It's this symbol.
Find
All of them. All of them. Look for the signs. You will find your deepest, darkest memories.
Be careful with the past. She's getting closer.
Yes, she can feel it.
You have to get to the right place.
They follow you because you're thick, dumpy. Well, they don't even get to see that, though. They just have to take my word about that.
There's blood.
I mean, I'm glad they all believe me, because it's true, but I don't think anyone's like, oh, yeah. I mean, I got nothing on the Instagram. Show it off.
Not long ago. Face it. Focus. You found the first part, yes.
2 more to go.
2 more.
Only 2.
This place will worm its way into your mind. It will suck
I
you
saw the
back
sign.
into the past.
Opened up my eyes and signs again. Well, that comes from schizophrenia, from like people who suffer from it do see like patterns and signs that aren't actually there, and they don't, and they like rigidly like structure that. Sometimes they won't do their actions will totally change when they see things line up like that. So that's the motivation for that. Like, she will not like go past certain areas until she like finds all the symbols. Also, I just realized that's a wheel of body parts. You know what? I gotta admit, I've never seen that in a game before. Never saw like here's like a giant wheel of corpses. Not gonna be the smoothest of rides, but hey, you impressed me with the art direction. What did YouTube spoil you on regards X-Men 97? Several character deaths and the villain and the ending twist and a few other things. So anything that's actually important. Black isn't a color, it's a shade. All I know is this game is like, they really want to show off what a dark room looks like. a Windows screensaver. Windows screensavers don't even exist anymore. When's the last time any of you saw a screensaver?
So many dead.
It's like, oh, I like the bouncing Neo little ball through the maze. Or that little image that like tries to sometimes hit the corner of the screen. Okay, never went over here.
It's somewhere around here. Look. She can feel it. Look closer.
What about that being ramp? There it is. What about that? I need to like get the right angle on it though. Puzzles last game were boring. I mean, my memory of the first game actually isn't that, intense. I remember bits and pieces of it.
Hold your breath. Yes.
I'm honestly surprised they got a sequel because I don't know how well it sold. I'm surprised it's a big budget sequel in that. I think Microsoft was just like buying wherever they could and throwing money at it without really realizing, like, yeah, will this actually sell? Better view of that shit. Well, there's Booba in the game. I don't recommend you look at it though. Feels like a very expensive expansion of the first Hellblade. Isn't that what all sequels are though? Hellblade 1 was made on a relatively tiny budget. Yeah, I remember reading about that actually, and like knowing about it, that they basically self-funded the first game. They weren't owned by Microsoft at the time. So they kept the budget pretty small and made like a pretty good game off of it. This one they got all the money. You hope Microsoft shuts down Ninja Theory? Why though? Normally the argument has been, man, I hope Microsoft doesn't close all these studios. Okay, there's nothing up there. Do I think the budget of this game is justified? I don't know yet. I mean, this is not really that crazy of a game. It's just mainly like, based on the gameplay, you could have done this on a much smaller budget and it would have been fine, I would say. Oh, I see what I gotta do. What's this game's budget? I don't know, but it's definitely way higher than the first game's. Oh, wait. Okay, I think I had to walk down the path here. Alright, I know what to do now. Apparently Kingdom Hearts Missing Link has gotten some more stuff, and it's way more darker. What was Missing Link again? Look, trying to keep up with which Kingdom Hearts is which is impossible.
Yes, getting closer. She can feel it. Focus. Go through it to the other side.
Hey. This is like a very, very gory version of Sesame Street. Only you're learning the runic alphabet instead. Hey, it's me, Big Bird here. You want to learn the runic letters?
You are back.
Come along, kids.
In the worst time of your life.
Or maybe I should go with like, yeah, I was about to say the Muppets, but the Muppets weren't as much about education as like Sesame Street. One corpse, two corpse. Okay, kids, today I got a special guest. He's a Viking, and he's going to teach us how to do blood angels. This should be really fun. Angels are great, right? Duh. So you know what? I like the idea of a bit of like Viking edition of like Sesame Street, and it's just all gory as shit.
She's getting closer. Yes, she can feel it.
That's a bit that has legs. If I could figure out, you know, the rest of it.
You have come so far. This is the
You gotta come up. You gotta like change the name Sesame Street and make it sound more Viking though. Don't that'd be the best? You can make a fucking stage play on that idea.
Use the symbol. Use it.
You think you understand? You will never understand.
Hi Bert. Hi Ernie.
Where are we now?
Or Bert Mustensons. You know, you gotta make the Nordic name of it.
You recognize this place? No.
Raided a Christian temple day, Bernie. It's pretty cool. Killed a priest, I think. Raid Street. That sounds like a mobile game. What's up, gamers? I'm going to tell you about this hot new mobile game that I've been playing called Raid Street. There's a code down below. Be sure to click on it, like, subscribe, play. You'll sign up for the game. Get 300 free coins every time you sign up. Is this a forced walking moment? Yes.
Can you hear it? She's singing.
So much blood, Bert. So very much blood.
Do you remember?
I can't, it'll never wash off, Bert. It'll never, ever wash off. I can never be clean again. Hold me, please. The dreams, Bert. They come at night.
Come in.
They come at night and I scream.
It's
Is Death Stranding 4... Death Stranding 4 gets called a walking simulator, but that game is more about traversing terrain than just walking easily from point A to point B. You gotta figure out your path. It's more like a hiking simulator, which is a bit more an actual gameplay element. And you occasionally, like, get combat sections. Pretty sure Bert and Ernie are legitimately gay. I think that's, like, we've all known that since we were children, alright? That's never been in question.
You need to hold on to that.
It's an actual Muppets sexual and gory parody of the Muppets made by Peter Jackson called The Meat and Feebles. Is this before he did Lord of the Rings? Because I know Peter Jackson used to do a bunch of, like, really weird stuff. Gotta drown him in blood, Bert. I took their eyes, Bert. I took their eyes and I wear them on my belt.
The mirror, Senua.
Do you want to see? I can see so far now with these eyes.
Keep it with you.
So very far.
My mirror.
It will help you get through this. It will. Listen, the burning.
Do you remember me, Senua?
They are coming. Smoke.
I bet you will soon.
The Northmen are coming. They are coming for you.
Remember what they did to you.
This is like a memory, I believe. Oh. Oh shit. What was that? I don't know what that's doing for me, but I beat the glitch Viking. I got my double trigger.
She drowns in the past. All that she lost, tearing at her with dead hands and eyes of fire. Her village, just cinders now.
So the sword combat is how you imagine real people do sword combat. If you mean like very violent and messy, yes.
It's not really happening.
It can't hurt you anymore.
You've already
It
seen
ain't looking
this.
so choreographed, I guess is what they're going for. Like, this is just like two people whacking at each other. Tell me, Dartigan, can a game with shitty gameplay deserve a name of good... A good game? Can a game with shitty gameplay deserve a name of... Like, basically, you're asking, can a bad game be a good game? No, I get you. It's harder for a game with bad gameplay to be considered a good game, in my opinion, versus, say, a game with good gameplay and a bad plot. I do feel at some point your game has to be fun to play, mechanically, to be an actual good game. Otherwise, it's like, you're really... It better have one killer plot to make up for bad gameplay, if you want to, like, get that going.
Dillian, you're Dillian. You're lovely, Dillian.
But you will never be free of
His
this,
pain, his suffering.
however far you go. It will hold you forever in darkness.
The only way.
Take your darkness with you. It's yours.
Be in control of
You will never leave your past behind. It binds you here.
You'll drown in the memory of him.
Hellblade.
She will be lost in grief forever.
I carry it with me.
Learn to hold on to it.
Oh yeah, this was our boyfriend, or like lover from the first game. We got blood eagled.
Cannot forget.
And his head cut off. All around bad day.
Not a prison.
Keep it close.
Don't let the past stop you.
Don't let it drag you down.
Your destiny awaits.
Remember when you thought Andy Serkis was involved? Shh, I took that version of the video down and replaced it with a proper one. So the guy sounds like the Candyman her boyfriend? No, that's her father, I believe. That's a good old dad. I'm back this way. I don't know why I'm looking around the environments. There's nothing to actually pick up. I've been so trained by most games to explore an environment in totality to find like, ooh, like survival crafting materials, that I now can't just play a game regularly because of that. Chat, there was a time in life where I would actually just walk through an environment and instead of rub my nose along every single surface or edge of it, looking for things.
The worst pain, the cruelest blows, they make us who we are. Do you see that? She does. She won't lose them again. Her mother, her lover. She won't forget. She won't let them slip from her. Like light fading as eyes close. She will hold them.
Hmm. Girl, I could really use a torch. Still break pots in Bloodborne, even though it's... Yeah, but that's fun to do. That's satisfying. It's like, why wouldn't you roll into a good pot? It's kind of looking like my Valheim build right now. How good would the voices be at ASMR? That's what they're doing right now. So, apparently very good. They even use 3-directional audio for it.
It's hanging from a pole.
Like a cow.
What could do this? I can't remember something.
Coconut oil instead of butter. Cocoa nibs instead of chocolate chip. Are we discussing recipes? You're making cookies? Ah. Damn voice of savage. Well, yeah. Like I said, I've told people before my father suffered from schizophrenia. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy after seeing what it did to him. It is truly like heartbreaking, but also like just really frustrating to see someone just slowly, they're like lose control of their own mind. Because it's a progressive like mental illness too. It gets worse over time. But that's if you don't treat it. If you like these days, if you actually treat schizophrenia, it's like you can have a pretty much a normal life. You'll still have bad days, but you'll be able to get around. But a lot of people with schizophrenia will go untreated because the very nature of the illness makes them like question the treatment itself. So there's a bit more Darta lore for any of you who didn't know.
What was that? Something is hidden.
Can you see it?
It's hidden. You got someone who refused to be treated as they think there is nothing. Yeah, that, well, my dad actually acknowledged that he was like, he had schizophrenia, but he just did not want to be treated because of the side effects and stuff.
The Skalds say that in Grettir's time, a nearby farm was plagued by hauntings. A shepherd called Glamour was killed by some evil force, found dead in the snow, bloated and black. His body could not be taken to burial because he was...
Is it genetic? I'm not sure.
So
I really don't know.
3 days.
It's one of those things, it's one of those mental illnesses, we don't really know what causes it. I must have missed one of those like markers because there's that one lit up the third one instead of the second one. Doesn't it show up by a certain age? Usually by your early 20s, you know if you have it or not, from my understanding. Like, it usually won't just like come down with it later in life. Needs a positive voice. She does get positive reinforcement every once in a while. Usually when she's killing someone good. Schizophrenia. There might be some genetic part to it, but it's like, but there's plenty of people who have like come down with it who never had any like relatives who've had it. It's one of those things where you might be more predisposed to it, but you're not necessarily.
What can you see? Something different.
Some people have actually described it almost like it's almost like an autoimmune disease. Sometimes you just get it for like no reason. Okay, nothing here. You don't hear voices, but you do tend to think out loud, and my parents think I'm just talking to someone that doesn't exist. I sometimes think out loud, or at least I ask a lot of rhetorical questions out loud. Schizophrenia usually skips a generation or two from how my mom explained it. Like I said, I've looked into it myself because my dad had it. It's not necessarily genetic because no one else in my family has ever had it that I'm aware of. So, it's just one of those things sometimes, you know, it just is what it is. It's like one of those mysterious mental illnesses we don't know much about.
That voice.
Something dark, Sarah.
You need to go up there.
Don't let them see you come.
You need to find out.
Don't let the monsters find you.
You can do this.
But like I said, if you get treated, you know, you get diagnosed properly and you actually follow the treatment, you can live a pretty normal life. It's about as like annoying as like living with diabetes at that point, from my understanding. Not that that's easy, but keep forgetting there's a run button.
What it's like to fear.
I don't really particularly like games where I gotta press a specific button to run anymore. I kind of just assume that should be always tied to like pushing the analog stick all the way forward.
But now,
How's the game so far? Exactly as I expected it to be. Like very slow
there's more to
paced.
fear than just the darkness.
But you know what? They made the combat better. I'll give them that.
Ghosts that walk in the noonday sun. Monsters that climb out from under the bed. Some shadows can't just be dispelled with light. Some shadows don't want to scare you. They want your blood. Your flesh. Your life.
There's a toggle button? I might have to check that out.
Voices are calling.
They're calling.
It's a lot of like somebodies in there. But not one somebody. You only have to say the some part of that tune in that key for people to instantly like wince because they know what's coming afterward.
What does that mean?
You can keep a person in suspense by just never saying the rest of it. Just go some, and the people like they tense for it, waiting for the body one, and you don't give it to them.
You can't sense the evil here.
You can fuck with their head in a way they don't expect.
Listen. Torture.
It's a downright evil tactic. I don't recommend doing it often, but it's got its places. You know what? This game doesn't seem like it likes Vikings very much. Like they're getting, man, you know what? Vikings, pure monsters.
You could still turn back. She can barely move, she can barely walk. What can you see? Control your fire, control it.
Draugr, like the guys from Valheim Draugr. Well, the Draugr just are like mythical monsters from like Viking lore. Of like undead warriors who died shameful deaths. Didn't get to go to Valhalla and all that.
You to where you need to be. She can't get in here. Find another way. You can do this.
It's easy to turn back, turn away, when every nerve is screaming with fear. Be safe, be quiet, run and hide, run away. But to turn back is to lose yourself, lose your way, defeated and dead-eyed. And the path ahead is clear,
Well,
soaked.
you could do that almost every single bar of that song now that I think about it. You got some, and then you got, well. What other parts of like the All-Stars could we just like sing the first syllable to it and people will recognize what you're about to just start singing? There's got to be more. We could turn it into like a hidden code phrase. Draugr eating noises. Nom nom nom. Thank you for the 100 bits, by the way. Funny thing, most Vikings were just farmers. Yeah, most of them are just regular dudes. But, you know, occasionally they had the ones that went out and raided. In this and Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which portrays Icelandic Scandinavian lore in the most interesting light? Well, this one's more about Celtic lore, I think, than it just like has the Vikings as enemies.
It's worth listening to.
So I'm not really sure, but Valhalla was going for a more realistic take on like, you know, Vikings in that age, whereas this is a much more like stylized fictional version. How are they saying that? Like, all that maybe, I don't know. That one feels like it might be hard to recognize. They're just going all. Show of Vikings first 2 seasons. I heard that was pretty good actually. Never watched it though. 300 hours of bullshit. It was only 100 hours of bullshit for me, but I never played the DLC.
I the journey to these darkest lands. To heal those overcome by fear and hate. However dark it seemed, I always found a ray of light. In this wretched land, by far the darkest of them all.
Right, Rain Man was a good movie. You know what's better though? Sling
It
Blade.
seemed the shadow.
I cut him damn in half.
But I knew I would
One of the
find my
dumbest
light.
movies I've ever seen, by the way.
He knows her. He feels us. Reaching out to us in the dark.
You have to help him, Senua.
This is our quest.
This is our destiny.
Our mission.
Senua, would you give your life for these outsiders?
My
This is what they call creepy massage.
It was an outsider who saved me.
Get that tension out of your forehead.
This man, his kin killed yours. You should want his blood, not to give him aid. Oh, you have lost your way.
You know, Sid, after he died in Final Fantasy 16, really took a dark turn. Speaking as someone who likes history, the Greeks and the Romans seem a lot more contemptuous toward the Celts and the Germanic peoples. That's a part of Roman history I'm not too well versed in, and how they treated, like, you know, the people of Britannia in Northern Europe. Like, they definitely went a conquering. But, I don't know if that has much to do with, like, the old, the Northern Europeans. Is like, they really just, like, kind of got to Central Europe as far as they went, generally. I think trying to follow this plot is going to drive you crazy. We're just like... You know, I actually don't know what we're doing.
Look what they do to those who fight.
I know we've come to Iceland looking for something, though. Didn't they think they were really scary savages? That they did. Well, they just thought they were savages, not necessarily scary.
You can always turn back.
But they thought that of everyone who wasn't like a Roman. Ninja Theory suck at naming games. I agree. Every name they've come up with for a game has been terrible. Like, what does the name Hellblade say to you when you hear it? It doesn't really make you think of what we're playing right now, does it? Actually, they were just viewed as slaves in ancient Rome. In the theater, the slave masks were white-skinned with curly red hair, because most of the slaves were Celts from Britannia. That makes sense. You better appreciate me. I had to sit through a Garfield ad for this. Look, I appreciate that you've suffered, you know, to watch the stream tonight. If there's something I could do to make up for, like, you know, that Garfield ad, I'm sure it was very painful, I would. Just so you know, does anyone ever actually like Garfield? I gotta ask. I've never met anyone who likes Garfield. It's like, it's, for my entire life, it's been like the most boring comedy anyone can think of. How does it keep getting shit happening to it, though? I don't get it. I've never understood why it's such a media, like, media empire, like the Garfield empire. I mean, I don't like Charlie Brown either, but at least I can understand why people would be into that. The whole idea of Garfield is a thing beyond, like, whatever it is. Like, why? It used to be funny when I was a kid. To me, it's always been like, isn't it been the same joke? Like, aha, kick Odie off the table and, like, a lasagna. Arthur can't get a date. Arthur, I've got a plan. You're gonna buy an orange tabby cat. Then get some dancing girls. Never thought of that one before. We could have, like, a version. We could have Arthur in Red Dead Redemption. The other Arthur. Arbuckle.
Terrifying all those who lived there. Each one he killed, in turn, rose to walk beside him. Thus, evil begets evil.
It was never about the
man
money, it was
Revier
about the lasagna.
and overbearing, and thought the Droiger no match for his strength.
The Droiga. Arthur? I've got it, Chadley. But then again, all newspaper comics always kind of suck. I'm sorry, I've never been interested in newspaper comics. All the ones I've heard of, I've looked at it, they're like, wow, this is fucking boring. Maybe I've never been a newspaper person either. I've never really understood the appeal of reading a newspaper. That's because I've just always been alive when there was an internet. So I just like, ugh, newspapers, that's old people shit. Not even Calvin and Hobbes. I've actually never read that one. But I doubt, to be honest, sorry Calvin and Hobbes fans, I doubt I'd like it. I'm just not a webcomic, I mean, I'm not like a comic guy. Like, serialized comic, panel comics like that, just don't work on me. I just don't find them that good. Like, I always hear people say Calvin and Hobbes is really good, but maybe it's because it's like it's childhood, like, newspaper comic. I don't know. I doubt I'd like it.
What's that shadow?
How dare you shame newspaper comics? They're goated. I mean, hey, you like what you like. And I hate what I hate.
I thought it couldn't get any worse.
Oof. I think that dude's having his lungs cut out over there.
What are they? It's too much. What are they? It's just too much. They're not human. They can't be. They're monsters. Get out.
A rite of blood and fire. You will never understand this power.
I wonder if I could sound that low.
Something is coming.
Something. How low can I get? You gotta have like a really low vocal fry to do that one. Something is coming. It sounds sickly more than cool for me. Bleep bloop. Maybe I just do gibberish and it'll work. Shinawa. 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 Getting closer. Shinawa. I'm here to ask about your card, sir. Nope, can't do it. My voice doesn't get death readily.
I don't want to go down there. You have to. She has no choice. There's no other.
The actor has clearly broken his nose at some point, and that's the secret.
But you are drowned in the blood. Blood and bones and body. Blood and bones and stand it anymore. Can't.
I should do like a deepest voice challenge where I stream in like the lowest tone I can all day, or like all stream. Hello, chat. I think that sounds fake though. Hello. I'm sorry, I'm sounding like a dying person. Oof. Wouldn't that just be ASMR? Well, I wouldn't want to just be like whispering. Whoa, hello. Or sound like I'm stupid. But every time I try to go lower than my natural speaking tone, it just sounds terrible. And very, very fake.
I can't move. She can't move.
Why is she crawling on her back? Because she wanted to crawl under that bridge.
Don't stop.
Are they like artillery firing going off? Like, I don't think like, breathing like some like mouth flames will be that bright. Am I liking the game? I'm finding it intriguing. I'm trying to treat it as a very different experience from a normal video game, I guess. Think of it as like an art house video game, I would put it.
Voice cuts through the chaos. He is her next sign, the next step on her path. She will bathe in blood, her sword will sing, and she will free him.
Not yet.
She has us. She's fighting back.
You know what? I've come to really like throat yodeling. Oh, he throws. What would this guy be? They didn't have kerosene back then, so what would this guy be putting in his mouth to breathe fire out of the alcohol? Oh. Fuck, I'm getting screwed up by this dude. Mike, you have a good night, man. Well, the first death. Ooh.
Enjoy this. Enjoy killing. They underestimate you.
They're very polite and waiting for their turn, aren't they, for these fights? How many do I need to kill? I don't know. Hey, what's up, White Wolf? How you doing tonight? You know, I bet it feels good to be like a mud man. You don't have to worry about bathing anymore. You're like, yeah, I'm filthy. I'm liberated and free.
is your name?
Senua.
I've been waiting for you.
Do it. Do it now. It's here. Help me.
His voice terrifies.
Min never has to worry about swamp ass with that cool mud. Yeah, that's right. It'll like help keep you cooler.
She is coming. Can you feel her?
Well, what? Look, being a streamer means coming up with the weirdest thing you can possibly say at any given moment. And then just going with it. And for me, it's like, man, it feels good to be a mud man right now.
It's here. Help me.
Now.
Do it.
Get out!
Run. Run.
Find out.
Oof. Give. Explored it everywhere.
What do we do?
Sounds like my regular life, though I'm not a streamer. Thing is, we're all secretly streamers, even when we're not, y'all not. Because you know what? Life isn't really much different.
We were lucky.
You gotta play to society, no matter what you're doing. He went out to dance.
It all just stopped.
Also became daytime.
It's daybreak. You'll have to hide from the light now.
Well, right now would be a great point to remind everyone that I released a Silent Hill 3 video on Patreon today.
You're not safe now.
A little bit of a lull in the game now.
Let's go.
Been thinking about how Microsoft shut down Arcane, a studio with only one major dud. Technically, they didn't shut down Arcane, the studio. They shut down a branch of Arcane. They shut down the studio that made the crappy Redfall game. The Arcane you're thinking of is still around. Only one major dud. That was a pretty major dud, though. It's mainly the Hi-Fi Rush dev everyone seems to have the most, sympathy for. Because they did release a really good game. I don't do anything but gaming, to be honest. Well, hey, then you could be a streamer.
And the people.
But you know what? As long as you're enjoying that part of your life, nothing to be ashamed of. Don't let anyone shame you for being a gamer, chat. Be who you are.
My name is Fargrimur. I come from a settlement nearby. I came here to see.
Are we just gonna, like, not go untie that dude we tied up outside the Draugr village?
And to something
I
else.
walked into a massacre,
What was that?
and they took me as well.
But he was
Maybe we'll see him
Why
again.
were you bound to that pole? What were the Dartigan doing?
You love switching between chats. It's a fun activity, ain't it?
Fought with Thunder and blood,
called through death.
and I was an offering.
But
Keep it in
why?
there. I'm sure he'll come back
Why
later.
were they calling it? It killed them.
Are we safe now?
I seem to worship
He
her.
seems too calm.
What if she comes back?
Her dark heart seems to speak to their own. I mean, all the old gods have left these lands, so
We should leave as well.
we find new ones where we can.
This land is cursed, Senua. We will only find
You're in Ohio, cinema.
Everyone is dying.
You're not supposed to go there.
I blame you.
Everyone does.
We do.
Endless cornfields, cinema. And boomers. You might be living, you might be living as well like a YouTuber. Live that YouTuber life, bro. Cornfields as far as the eye can see.
I need to return home.
There's hope in the
My
corn.
people.
Go with him. He can help you.
If
You're in
come with
Ohio,
me,
I forgive you.
I will offer you what help I can. But I have to warn you, a creature stalks my village. We can offer you refuge for a time, but not safety.
You've seen her before.
Have mercy, Puppet. Look, you got some nice suburbs, and you got some corn.
Cost.
Take your pick.
Everyone's cost. She haunts this
They have
land
lost
from here to my
You can
village.
live amongst the stalks, or you can live amongst the
We
old
go with him.
subs.
She will find us.
Stalks or subs, a new lifestyle choice.
Find her, Senua.
Hold up, I'm not following you just yet. There's a path over here. Yeah, that's right, you follow me now. Pity the Ohioans. They know not the transgressions. They know not what they miss upon life, trapped in their squarish state.
The Skalds say that Grettir fought and killed the Droiger Glamour.
Colorado, there's quite a few square states.
Cursed him.
You'll, Ohio is like mostly square, but then it's got these weird top and bottom halves.
Exile. And he would be always before Grettir's eyes, making him afraid.
That's where we just were, huh? Okay.
He saw all sorts of phantoms wherever he looked. And thus, people who see things that aren't there.
I hear Colorado's nice though. They got mountains. And vacation towns. The only reason I know of Ohio is because Bowling for Soup sang an entire song about abandoning Ohio because they missed Texas. Colorado is gorgeous. It is very picturesque. It's like the Hallmark card state. You're on a scale of 1 to 190, how bored am I? I'm actually not bored.
How did you come here?
You can lay whatever criticism you want on the game, and it's at least keeping me entertained in what I'm going to see next, from a visual standpoint.
Brought you here. The master.
Plus, this game is not very long.
Maybe he is.
Usually boredom for me requires, if it's going to be sitting in immediately, it has to be a really bad game, or just an uninteresting one, or it has to be a very long game that doesn't have enough energy to really maintain that length.
We need to go.
I don't think this game's really going to hit that.
You know it? Can you tell me how to get there?
Yes, but why would you want to go there? I'll kill you. Or worse.
Yeah, when games make you follow people, that happens more and more often these days. The camera also glitches like you just saw there, where it'll like stop and make me turn around. That is not me doing that. That is like the game doing a tiny little glitch. So when else remind you of Rise, Son of Rome? You mean punctuated for emphasis, the game? I like to think that ancient Romans actually did speak with like heavy punctuation. Like,
What a terrible thing this is.
Testicles, please come forth and marry my daughter.
This is worse than I ever thought possible.
Just like, you know what, that's how they get depicted in entertainment. They like to pause on each sentence, on each word. Hiding a loading gate? That could be what it is.
But he didn't believe it.
He has no hope.
This gets darker, bloodier with each day that passes.
He is asking for help.
He didn't ask anything.
He did.
She cannot help.
Escort missions are even worse. Most games these days don't have escort missions though. An escort mission isn't an escort mission if they can't die. That has to be like a possibility. If they can't die, then it's not an escort. And a lot of developers realize it's not worth the effort of trying to like program something like that into a game, like an escort mission, because it's really hard to make it fun.
Look, that monster
So they just pretend like you have to protect someone.
is still there.
Still alive.
What are you going to do, Senua?
You know what to do.
We don't need him anymore.
What do you want to do about him?
Nothing. Leave
I
him.
don't need him. You can tell me where I need to go.
He cares about him.
Well, if you leave him, he will die. Draugar. Or simply starvation.
Don't doubt, Senua.
If the Droiga took him, it would be no less than he deserves.
Help me.
She is weak.
Don't feel pity. He doesn't deserve it.
She cannot do it.
Something about him.
She saw it.
Not just a monster.
She saw it.
A ray of light.
He is evil. There is no choice. So stupid. She's not listening to us. Stupid. She is saving him.
That monster.
That wound looks bad, Thorgistur.
I don't want to talk to
Well, if you accept my hospitality, I can have it treated. You will not make it far alone.
Do you think this game represents schizophrenia well? From what I've heard of it, yes. Release how it works mentally in your own head.
From me or my father.
How could I?
You still haven't told me what she is. Iltoiga.
So many questions.
She's a giant. They awaken at sundown.
Iltoiga. A giant. A cursed
Fighting
land.
giants, Robert.
But now she has help. Fargrimmer knows this land.
Many have tried to fight
On
them.
becoming Sister A, you've been a mod for Dark. Like, yeah, he's like one of my very first mods.
Maybe the gods can kill them, but there are no gods in these lands. The giants, they hide by day and hunt at night. You may think. Well,
I think the only like mod that preceded you, let's sin, was like Daciana and what's his name? Kind of forgot it. It's been a while since, but both of them have stopped being mods at this point. So technically, you're the mod with seniority now, I think.
Soon the time of man.
If that were such a thing. Zykiba, yeah, Zykiba was the guy I was thinking of.
This place.
What is this place?
My settlement.
Wait, what? What about what do you mean, Jim? Wait, what?
Promised them a new life.
Called this home.
An escape from the madness and misery across the sea. For some time we were happy.
Like us. We were happy. Until here.
Well, Daciana is technically still a mod here on the channel. She just isn't a mod on Discord anymore since she left. Those mods are gone. Zykiba got booted years ago because he like was acting really weird and hostile. And Daciana is just so busy with work, she decided to like end being a mod on Discord.
We tried.
They failed.
No matter how far we get by day.
Actually, that was very recent when she like messaged just like a month ago when she said like she's too swamped with like her medical work to like mod properly anymore.
We're trapped.
Is this game on PlayStation? It probably will be, given Microsoft's recent actions. At least we have friends in this game. I don't know if we can call the evil slaver a friend.
They are dead if they don't fight back.
We got Zyke has been, yeah, he was one of my first mods actually. Shame he went weird. I don't know what happened to that guy. He was fine for years and all of a sudden he just started like getting very upset and like very, it's hard to describe what was going on with him. I'm not really entirely sure. But hostile to any opinion whatsoever. Had no clues this game even came out. Microsoft has barely been advertising it. They don't expect much of it, I don't think. Oh dang, yeah, he just started like banning people left and right and had to like undo that. Like arguing people, insulting them. I was like, dude, it's not cool, stop that. Then eventually I made him not, I took away his mod ship and then eventually he kept doing shit and we had to like ban him from the server. You mod in a server of 250k Drama Fiesta? What? Damn, that's a pretty big server. What's the server you mod for? I actually might need to add a few new mods, especially for YouTube now. So I might have to keep an eye out for potential like mods for that. Did you play Hellblade? Yeah, I made a sim video on it. Did I like it? I enjoyed it. I don't know if I can say I like it. I appreciate it is actually probably more accurate. I appreciated what it was trying to be, more so than I could say I like had a really good time playing it. I don't think they expect you to really like this is your favorite game ever for anyone, for most people anyways. It's just like a very avant-garde kind of game. It seems like a game they almost expect it'll probably only get like a cult following at best for both of these.
It's going down. She's coming. The light is fading.
But I did dislike it. It had its moments where I really enjoyed it. Hey, am I cognizant? Have a good night, man. See you tomorrow. We should probably be able to finish this game tomorrow, I believe. Though I'm not sure if I'm making good progress right now or not. Hold up. That's a head. If I know a big head in a game like this, it means it's not actually a head. Fake.
The Skalds tell how in the time of Grettir's kinsman Thorgrim, there was a terrible famine. No crops could
It
be
was
grown,
sound
and the
drought.
fish fled
Server
the
kind of
nets.
dying now because the
It lasted
creator had
years,
college and
but the
stopped
people were
posting
desperate.
videos for a long time.
There was no respite.
Must have been a pretty big
even
creator though to have a
since
a
terrible
Discord that big.
gales from the north would rise up and set in for weeks.
100 bits. Hey, musical, thank you for the bits. But
Unforgiving land. once in
If I decide I needed like some specific YouTube mods, I'll keep you in mind, Frost, if you're interested. It got botted a lot. Yeah, I was gonna say that I've usually that like put in like a very small subset of like huge servers. So yeah, probably got botted all to hell, I would say. So shocked I had literally zero clue it even had a sequel being discussed. We'll try to get my hands on it. Yeah, this was like actually the first game that was announced for the Xbox Series X. But Microsoft is terrible at advertising their games. They don't know what the hell they're doing. So this game is like gone completely unnoticed. No one paying attention to it. What'd that do?
Across the sea, they know that the earth is carried in the arms of a giant. When he is vexed or injured, he may not carry his burden so gently, and the world will feel his anger and pain.
Can't wait for modders to do a coherent plot for this game. Speaking of modding, have any of you paid attention to that Nintendo 64, like, modding, like, not really modding, but not even emulation either. There's been, like, a big, like, breakthrough in, like, Nintendo 64, I guess you can call it emulation for a better word, where they can now basically take any N64 game and run it as an actual PC game, so it's no longer even being emulated, it just turns it into a PC game. And you can, like, do all sorts of crazy shit. It makes it easy to run and easy to change. Yeah, recompile. It's, like, crazy. They were, like, using Majora's Mask to show it off. So they're, like, giving it, like, smooth, buttery frame rates and, like, instant loading and, like, ray tracing and all this other crazy stuff. It's like, oh, wow. Please, Nintendo, don't be an asshole. I'm assuming all those little dots mean there's that many trees you can find in the game. And I've missed one of them, or two of them already, actually. Seen it happen before, where people are fine that have what you describe, what happened before. I can think of at least 2-3 similar times it happened. Could be mental illness. I think in Zykaba's case, it was more like him being red-pilled to a degree. Like, he got into, like, some weird shit, and it just, like, completely, like, changed his personality into, like, what he believed. So he got kind of weird about it. But so he wasn't really suited to be a mod anymore afterward. Hey, stop that weird camera glitching. Nintendo's about to nuke someone. Technically, they might not have a case against them because this recompiling stuff doesn't use any actual Nintendo assets. You had to supply your own ROM and the recompiler just like handles it. Could the camera glitching be another schizophrenic video? No, I think that's just a glitch. Can't explain every like little inconsistency. Like, that's just the schizophrenia hidden. No, that's a glitch. Bird. So I might end. I don't know if I can get it to run right now, but I might check out that recompiler at some point. So who knows? I might stream Majora's Mask in the future. Because I do love Majora's Mask, so seeing it like turn into a PC game like that is like, oh shit. We live in interesting times, no doubt. Ever played Skyrim? I never finished Skyrim, but I did play most of it. I am planning to start sending more Bethesda games after the Starfield video did so well. I probably won't start with Skyrim though. I'll probably either do like Fallout 3 or Oblivion. What have we got over here? But after Oblivion, I could then do Skyrim. Friend brought you a Nier Automata for my birthday a couple of years ago, and I haven't gotten very far into it since. Should I give it a chance? Yeah, it's definitely worth a chance. And it's also, hey, you gotta beat it 3 times in a row. But each playthrough is like as you playing as a different character. So yeah, I can recommend Nier Automata. especially since you already own it. It's gonna be fun trying to compete with the bombs going off near my trench while I try to listen to a Dartigan stream. Well, I you know, salute your service. And fighting whatever enemy it is while you get entertained by funny haha clown men. I'll keep the morale. I'll be, you know what? They have those like, you know, touring shows for troops. I'll be like that. We'll just put like a big screen up and like, here's the live stream, boys. Going from Starfield to Oblivion, it's kind of a step up. Weirdly, yes, it is. There's more charm and better world. There are those really good-looking Unreal Engine or Ocarina of Time. Most of those are not real games. They're just very tiny little like slice of, you know, vertical slice of someone's put together to show off what they can do. They actually never turn into an actual project because they couldn't. They'd be sued into oblivion. But some of them don't even really look that good. They do have like, sometimes they'll just be shiny, but everything else will be very amateur looking about them. Yeah, he's not making a joke about where he lives. He's making a joke about how we live at interesting times, so you never know when we might get sent off to, like, you know, defend, you know, the corporate profits. Noble endeavor, no doubt. Keep those stock prices high, soldier. Actually didn't want to go through this loading gate just yet. There was more over there. Apparently the boulder punching asshole line in RE Village was a localization only joke in the original Japanese dub. It's something else. So there's a chance they will remove it from RE5 Remake. I hope not. Look, it's pretty clear that, you know, Capcom has like leaned into like the things that become memes in Resident Evil. Just look at like Revelations 2 where they like constantly talk about, they mention like Jill sandwiches and like, I have this and other things. They can't just now leave out the boulder punching. Okay, never mind. This is the optional way, and that's the way I gotta go. So we'll go right back through that there loading gate. Has anyone seen Disney adults? And really, you mean the people who like watch Disney movies? I didn't even really get to watch. I never even got to be a Disney kid. I didn't get to watch Disney movies very much as a child. You know, growing up in shocking poverty keeps you from that because that costs money. So I remember like getting to see a Disney movie on like a tape or something was like a big event for me. So I never really got as attached to Disney as other kids did. And I don't really have any, there's a few of them I do know the songs of, and that's about it, but I don't really like go back and like watch them and everything else. I told this to Dartigan, his voice acting, the voice acting who played Wesker is not, yeah, well, I know that. I mean, they hired a new guy already.
Gods, what a ruin. Where is everyone?
On the rocks. High. Safe. Rito, I can't reach them.
You should have joined us when we offered you the chance.
There is no honor in the path you've chosen.
Say that again, old man, and I'll gut you like a fish.
Thorgester, have a look around you. Have a thought as to who your real enemy is.
What does he mean? Who is the real enemy?
The giants are the real enemy.
No honor. He said there was no honor in the enslaver's path.
Which path did he choose?
This place has secrets.
She needs to find out.
Hmm. What the hell are Disney adults, and do I want an answer? Just like adults who are like really into Disney stuff. Whether that be old Disney or new Disney, or a mix of the two.
The thread that binds the world can feel its hidden pulse, and knows when that pulse quickens.
You'd love to see the boulder punch. Yeah, I would too.
She feels it now.
I want to see what they can do with that.
On her skin.
That entire sequence, though, is already cracked out. You literally crash a plane into a volcano, an erupting volcano at sea, and have to fight Wesker in it. I don't know how you can actually, like, do that scene in modern day without it being as hammy as fuck, which they try to avoid in the remakes. I honestly, how do you do that? How do you just like, yeah, we crash landed this jet plane into a volcano. Everyone survived and now they're fighting each other. That's like out of all the Resident Evil endings, that is the one that is just like, the fuck? What?
What is it rising from beneath the earth? He knows. He can sense it too. Can you feel it? Can she? She can feel it. She brings the rage.
Did you feel that?
She's coming. It's coming.
Wait.
Iltoiga.
Iltoiga. She destroyed and she will destroy again.
He knows.
She's here.
You need to run.
Run! She's here. Let's go. Get to the hills!